Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm here for a second session. This session is going to be on cold reading. Cold readings. What is a cold read? Okay, so a cold read is pretty much when you walk into an audition, right? Or let's put it this way. Say you submit for a role, right? Let's say XYZ, or let's just use this for example. Uncle Drew, the movie Uncle Drew is sitting out a casting call for actors. You see that there's that casting call for a guy by the name of Joe, and you fit the description. So you send your information out to them and let them know that, hey, I'm interested in being in your movie, Uncle Drew, and want to audition for the role of Joe. You send out your information to them. They respond by saying, hey, we would love for you to come in and audition for the role of Joe. Here are a script or a side for you to practice. And I'll get over what sides are. Sides are another thing. Sides are part of a script. It's just pretty much a script. It's just big, big thing of a script, right? It'd be a big book of a script. That's a script. But what they do is they have um particles of a script that has little scenes in there, and those little scenes are called sides. So they'll send sides for you to read for the role of whatever that character may be, which would be Joe for Uncle Drew. Okay, so they will send you the sides in the email, or however, yeah, the email, or however, if you have to get it from them, or whatever base that you get the script from, I mean, the sides from them. And once you get those sides, you will study your lines to for this character Joe. Once you go to the audition, okay, you'll get there to the audition, and they may say, okay, well, when you walk in the audition room, they may say, hey, let's see what you got. You know, the camera's here. Do your audition, yada yada yada. Right? You do your audition. You get finished with your audition, and they say that was great. That was wonderful. Uh, Now we seen you do your audition here because we finally get to see you in person, and they may say this to you. They may hand you a paper and say, could you do us a favor? Would you mind reading for a guy by the name of Bill? That's a cold read. That is a cold read. They switch it up on you. So pretty much when you get there, you are not prepared for whatever this character is. And they want you to read or audition. Audition is pretty much a screen test, and they want you to audition for this other character. So Bill, because they seen something in you that fit the description of some other character that they didn't think that they would see, and they would like to see you audition, which is a good thing if they asking you to read for a different role. Now sometimes it could be like, oh man, like I just practiced all these lines all day long, and now they asking me to read for this different character. Oh man, they done messed up my feng shui. But this is what you got to do, right? So, before I tell you what you got to do on how to read a cold read and how a cold read works, um, give you a little story that I had of my cold reading situation. Um, a lot of people in some of these places, these acting companies and things, will give their students um, little brochures and tell them to flip them over. Don't look at the words. And then go up here in front of us and then flip it over and read it. And that's a cold reading. And that's a good technique to help you a skill that you can be able to just be like, okay, boom, I know how to do it. I know how to read and act at the same time, right? But truthfully, that's not really how cold readings work. And any other person will tell you that that is, but most individuals will tell you that's really, really experienced cold readings and really value cold readings, is not using them as a test to test individuals, but more as a way for you to shape, how fast you can shape yourself into the character that you're going to play. And what I mean is that when you go into a cold reading, first off, they're not going to, if they're not a good production, if they're going to ask you to just hand you a script and tell you, read it right now, on the spot, right now, go, 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 like that. They, most real production companies and good directors and good production crews, who want to see you read as a co-read, they will give you the script and give you a minute or 2 or 5 or 10 to break down the scene. They'll give you a little minute to go over and look over the script first before you go ahead and begin. So, I mean, that's just me. I believe that the best ones will allow you to take 5 to 10 minutes at least to break down a script. I mean, why would you want to just hand somebody a script and just tell them to read it and they don't have no idea of anything of the character? You just testing them their reading skills. You're not testing their ability to shape themselves into a character. So you got 10 minutes. Let's say 5 or 10 minutes to or 2 or 3 minutes to break down a script as quick as possible. So when a cold reading happens, it's basically you on the spot. Okay, so they hand you the script for Bill, right? You get the script for Bill, and now what do? Good, like I said, good directors and good producers and good production crews will allow you a couple of minutes to break down this script because they should want to see the character before they just see you read it. Just you reading. They will want to see the character. Okay. Again, good ones want to see the character. Okay. So it's not like you're never going to run into individuals who's just going to hand you a script and say, read, read, read. Because them folks are just being a little too power hungry. And that's in my opinion. And opinions matter. And it's my opinion. What I believe is um, good auditioners that's holding auditions should want to hand you a script and be courteous to give you at least a couple minutes to look over the script first so that you can get a sense of who you're reading for. So you're just not blindly going into the situation. I mean, it just makes sense, man. I mean, come on. So how a cold read, how do you actually cold read when that situation happens and they say, hey, here's a script. Uh, could you read for Bill instead of Joe for Uncle Drew? And you'd be like, all right, cool. You first off, you don't you wanna take a second and take deep breaths and be relaxed as possible. You want to get as relaxed as possible. Um, it's very important that you're relaxed. Um, and you're taking real deep breaths and you start building your confidence so you can build your confidence for this reading you're about to read. Okay? That's number one is to be relaxed, take deep breaths and be confident. That's your first thing that you're gonna do, okay? Your second thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna break down a scene. If you have a pen on you handy, take that script and write there on the side, on the left side of each um, dialogue that's yours or theirs, or just a whole scene and just a whole sides in general. You will write on the side about this character, the uh, who is the character right now. So you want to read through first what you're going to be reading. Just get one sense, take one read through to find out who you're reading about. Who is that person? Okay, go back and see what is happening right now in the scene, so you can get a sense of where you are, what's happening right now. Uh, when when, like what time period is this? So you would look at the scene heading to see what time period this is, or maybe it may be some clues inside of the dialogue that you're reading that may help you understand what's happening um, in the dialogue. So you can read the dialogue and understand what's actually happening. Read through, just to research, get some research on what's going on. And yeah, make your marks on the side so you can break down this character. Why is this character in this position? That's a really difficult question to really go into when you get some sides because you don't have the whole script to know what just happened the prior scene to get to this scene here. So that's a question that you could put to the side later on that you can ask. And I think that's after you finish performing. That's a good question to ask after you perform because um, you may, you may uh, um, get booked for something else if you just talk to the casting directors and individuals, just ask them or the producer or director that's there. You may ask them and say, "Hey, um, why was this person in that situation after you audition? After you audition, no, show some type of interest because it's just like going in a job interview. To me, you go to a job interview, you want to be interested in what you're doing. You don't want to come and just read and then, okay, cool, boom, I'm gone. I mean, yes, you do want to do that because you don't want to focus on the audition that you just got done doing after you finish, but you do want to show some type of interest. So save your why question for the end. But yeah, break down the scene. How did this person get into that situation? These are questions that you want to ask. So break down the scene of the character, who they are. Try to create a backlog to whoever this character is, and write that down on the side. All right. Um, and establish intention. Establish intention. What the character wants. What is this character wanting, and how you can convey this um, in this audition. Um, that's a good way to go about it. Like that. So now that you done broke down everything about this character and you got it all together, compiled of what this character is, you're relaxed, you're confident, you're ready, and you establish your intention, everything that you're gonna do. Now it's you should look up off your paper and tell them, okay, cool, I'm ready, right? And once you're ready and you're confident already and you're ready to perform your audition, then you want to make strong choices and you want to act with conviction. And what that means is, what acting with conviction means is that you're going to be organic. What that mean, what our organic is meaning is that you're going to be as real as possible. You're going to make this character real. A lot of people call us actors, but we're not actors. We're actually livers. We're living out a scene. We're living out an episode in somebody's life or some fictional character or some non-fictional character. We're living out this person's just a story. So you're not acting at all. You're just living. So in the midst of living, you want to do that, perform that, live that out. If they're and what I mean is be pure as possible. Don't overact or if especially if it's film and television. If it's film and television, you don't want to be overacted and you want to be out of your head. You don't want to be overacting. You don't want to be like you know going on, doing a bunch of other stuff. Just be whoever this character is. If it's a lifeguard or something like that, then well, it's Uncle Drew movie, so it wouldn't be a lifeguard, but you might, I don't know, be a coach, and then let's say that what's his name? What's the character I said? Bill. Bill is a coach. You might want to just be, passionate. They should see passion in your eyes, and you should actually become whoever Bill is in this scene. So yeah, break them down. Find out who Bill is. You already broke it down. So then yeah, act with conviction. Be real. Be honest. Be true. And just be Bill. And one of the main things after that is make sure you do not rush. Why are you rushing? You have no reason to rush. They chilling. Most individuals in the audition room is chilling. They kick back just watching a movie all day, watching scenes. Every person that come in, boom, next person. Boom, they just watching a movie all day. Oh, okay, who's this character here? Oh, who's that character there? Right? They casting directors. All they want to do is just watch and see and just make sure that you fit the description of what they see in the film, especially the director. They got a vision in their mind of already what they see. So they just want to see you performing that. You may do something that may shock them and spark them for a different character. So that's the reason why they would have you do what they call a cold read. Just out sporadically like that. So you may spark them for something else. So don't rush. Take your time. Just chill. Like, you in no rush. You can, I know it's new lines that you never read before. Hold them lines out. If you got a paper, don't take the lines and read them like this and nobody see you see you or nothing like that. Take the paper, hold it out. A lot of people got different ways that they do a cold reading. They may take the paper and they may scroll their thumb on the lines. Let me see if I got a script real quick. Um, a lot of individuals, what they do is they take a script and hold on, let me pull this out. I use this monologue. So they'll take, let's say it's a monologue like this, right? So when they're reading on their hands, they're taking the script and they're scrolling all the way to the end. They're looking. Let me say it again. They are scrolling to wherever the period is, and once they get to that period, they read that before they speak. So they'll read all the way to the period, and then they'll look up because casting directors they want to see eyes when you're doing that. So they'll read all the way to the period. So I'm holding it out like this, and I'm going. I never read this script I don't think before, so I'll read it out right now. So I'll be like pretty much like this is like a cold read. Actually, it is a cold read right now. So, but I'm just doing sporadically. I haven't broke down who this character is. But I'm gonna just just show you for example, like pretty much the work and the food, the time sitting around just smoking. And I looked past the pen and thought to myself. So what I done was is I just showed you just a brief uh, way is that I read the line first and then I looked up so that you can see my eyes. Okay, if you rewind what I've done, because my voice sometimes don't cater to a lot of people. Um, but yeah, for what I'm doing right now is that I will look and I will read all the way to the end of that period, and then and then once I read to that and I like because they know you're doing a cold read again. If they're good production, they know you're doing a cold read. So they know you don't know. They should act like they know you don't know what the script is. Okay. They, people, you got a lot of individuals who get empowered and they act. They just want to be empowered opposed to the reason what you're doing that for. Right. So it's real ones who want to see the reason why you're doing that, and then there's fake ones who wants to just be empowered. So just because they got a production company doesn't mean all the time is that they're doing the correct things all the time in your acting career. So you got to kind of work with that, especially if you're not in union. Sometimes you may have it in union. It just depends. So most individuals want to break down. They want to see you break down the character first, and they're not going to be too literal on the fact that you're reading a cold read. Like they know you don't know this character all the way. Like they know it. Okay, so they know it, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? So take your time so that you can read everything that you can. So you read it out, hold your thumb. I got my thumb, you can't see it, but I have my thumb scrolling that I read first. And then, so I'm looking and I read it. I don't have to rush. I'll read it first. This is what I'm doing in my head. I'm going, waiting for me the second I say, I know who I am. That's what I'm saying in my head first. And then I'll look up and show my eyes to not the camera, but if there's a reader on off screen, or if there is the camera that I need to speak directly to, I would look up at the camera and I'll say, waiting for me the second I say I know who I am. Right? I would read that first in my head, store that in my head, and say that line as pure, as organic, and as possible to make the scene go exactly what the director is looking for when it's that time. So I'm starting to get into character, so I'm gonna put this down because it's not about me, it's about you right now. So yeah, um, so don't rush. Don't rush. Take your time. You got a script in front of you. Don't rush. Take your time, read, look up, let them see your eyes, come back down, read the script, come back up, let them see your eyes again, have this conversation, with the character, whoever you're supposed to be playing at that point. So if it's Bill, be Bill. Excuse me, be Bill. The next thing is when you act, you do not want okay, so if it's film and television, okay, if it's film and television, I'm sorry, if it's a play, this is a play, so say this is a theater play, but it's Uncle Drew, so it would be a theater play. But let's say it's a theater play, Uncle Drew's theater play. When you are auditioning, you want to react to situations, all right? Because the reason why you're reacting, you're being more reacting by using more body language in one way, speaking while using your body and things like that. The reason why is because there's going to be, when you're in a theater play, they have people to sit way back in far rows, just only looking up there. And it's not like in film and television, where in film and television, you want to respond. You want to listen and respond. Uh, why you want to listen and respond is you want to listen to what the person is saying. So if the person's saying something, it's just genuine. It's just organic. If I shouldn't say it like that, because I'm talking my actor talk me, but it's about teaching right now. You you want to be, I don't know, you just kind of responded. You just listen to whatever that person is saying, and you just respond to whatever they're saying. That's in film and television. But when you're doing theater, you want to react. So again, TV and film is to respond. Theater and theater plays is to react, right? Because there's people out in the far rows that need to see you reacting to a scene. So they way out there. They don't want to see you. Yeah, the other day I was over there like this and I couldn't miss that. They can't tell. It's like, what is he saying? What's going on up on the stage? Now that's a play in theater and play. But if you're doing film and television, it looks a little different because they have a frame up on your face and they have you mic'd up and they have a boom mic and they got lights and they got you so clear on camera and you can talk as low as possible, talking to the mic that might be right here under your chest or you know yeah, like the other day I was just you can convey all that stuff, you know what I mean? So you want to, if there's a scene partner that you have in this audition or this code reading, you want to respond to them. You want to listen and respond to them if it's a film and television show. You want to kind of respond to everything that they're saying. So if they're saying something to you, I don't have a reader right now with me, but if somebody's there that you have to read in that audition and you have it up and you like, and they say, did you go to the store today? And I'll be like, nah, I didn't go to the store today. I might be going to the store later on. You want to go with me? Yeah, I want to go with you. Just have a conversation. So, whatever your script may have. So it's kind of being organic, it's being pure, it's being real. Um, yeah, that's pretty much how you would operate that situation in this code reading. And finally, but not really finally, you want to be persistent. Persistence is the key. Keep auditioning, keep going to different auditions. The more practice you keep doing, the more times you inside of an audition, the more better you'll get inside this audition, and the more that'll help you grow as an actor, get over those fears, uh, getting out of your head and breaking down all those type of things, that anxiety, that nerves. It kill those nerves. It kill that thing that that when you go into audition rooms that kind of like makes you nervous when you get there, and it's like you're on the spot. It's like your eyes hit that. It's like it's pushing your eyes back. It's like, oh shoot, oh man, I'm about to come into this audition. Oh man, this spotlight's on me, right? Excuse me, I'm hitting the table. You don't, you the more you keep doing it, the more it becomes like, cool. I'm walking into this place and I'm confident. I'm not really worried. I'm gonna be me. or I'm gonna be the character at this time. But I'm gonna be calm. Excuse me. I'm gonna be confident when I walk in, and yeah. And then the more you keep auditioning, the more these cold reads and these things like auditioning become pretty much a cakewalk, and you see it as a screen test instead of an audition and just like that, you know. And sometimes tests, I guess the word test is kind of scary for some individuals. So yeah, auditions, um, and yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to a cold read, um, um, what a cold read consists, and also just auditioning period in general. And again, like I said earlier, make sure you ask the question to after you finish auditioning, if you have the time and they allow you the time, just ask the question like, hey, what was this character like? Who was this? Like how did he get in this predicament? Like show some type of interest. I say so, show some interest because if you don't show no interest, like they may just be like this. They may say to you, um, hey, we can't tell you all the information. You got to have to wait for the movie, or you got to wait for the show, or you got to wait till you get your call back, or things like that. And some people might take offense to you just showing interest like that. Don't trip. Like you show interest because you want to be a part of this film. You want to know more what they're doing. You would like to be a part of it, and it's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a lot of individuals in the entertainment industry right now who are real buttheads, man. Like they really evil in some sort of way. Like, no, if you're interested in it, it's not every person who auditions for any film or any television show were interested in doing it. And if they wasn't, it was only because their team pushed them into it. Other than that, most of the times you're interested. So show some interest to this character, to this production. You want to know that because some directors may see that interest is not, or some casting directors will see that interest as a positive because it is a positive, and some will just see it as a negative. And why they see it as a negative, I have no idea why they see it as a negative. But what I would say to you is the ones that see it as a positive, because I can only speak on what's positive and not what's negative. So the ones who see it as a positive, how that positive light can happen for you to show interest and what's happening in the scene, what's going on. They may look at that situation and be like, huh, we may not want to cast that person, him or her, for that show, or I mean that movie. I mean for that character. Apologize for that character. Okay, and we may not even want to cast him for Bill, right? But I might want to cast him for something else, and I might pitch it to him later or her later. Or I might if I don't see no fit for you to be inside the film, I might just call you still for background. Okay, if that's what you do, if you're able to do background, if you would like to do background, they may call you out for that. You never know what they may look at it like because you show interest. Because you show interest. Oh, this person's interested in this film. Um, I like and I like the way that they are, their enthusiasm and things like that. I might just have to use them for a different scene. It might be that. And sometimes it don't work like that, but you never know. There's directors out there who understand that they're going to be the ones directing, and in the end of the day, they're not worried about how this film turns out. And that's another thing. If you're ever on set, I know this is off topic of cold readings, but if you're ever on set, first of all, don't ever break character because I know individuals like to break character. I know individuals like to break character in the midst of breaking character. Like, oh man, I messed up right here. Oh shoot, shoot, shoot. Let me tell you something. The director is the only person who's gonna let you know when you messed up. They will tell you. They will stop. Let them be the one to say, hey, no, you just don't stop. You get in character, say whatever you need to say, do that, and then let the director correct you. Let that person do that. Because you don't want to break character. Don't break character. So that's just a little side note on top of the code reader. Don't break character. That director know what they're gonna do already. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it all up with the code readers for this little session right quick. And I hope you got what you needed in this 30-minute session right now, homie. And yeah, get back to me with any questions that you need. So we can continue the session like that for another 30. Get at me, all right? Peace. Code reading.